Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be going over my Airsoft SOPMOD Block 2. This actually started its life as a Elite Force 4CRL, but pretty much the only stock parts are a couple springs on the inside and maybe the buffer tube. This is basically my outdoor higher FPS, you know, almost a DMR, but it's not quite because it's not locked to semi. The philosophy I've used for this is basically an airsoft gun that can hit very long ranges, but it can also do everything in between. Alright, so like I said, it started its life as a 4CRL, but there's hardly any stock parts left, so I'm going to go through every single part on it right now. Actually, I might as well just start with the paint job since, you know, I'm going to get questions about that. Base coat was done with Rustoleum Khaki. Then I hit it with very lightly with Aervoe Coyote and Aervoe Field Drab. And then the snakeskin pattern you can see here, that was done with Krylon Brown. So basically I used 4 different colors, tried to blend them together as best as I could. And make my own kind of earthy tone. Alright, so starting with externals, we have the G&P Crane Stock. This is just, you know, standard SOPMOD style crane stock. The only real complaint I have about it is it's extremely stiff. I don't know if that's the buffer tube or what, but you can't really adjust it, except if you like slam it into the ground or use some type of extreme force. The buffer tube is stock, but as you can see, I have a G&P Knights Armament style QD Sling Mount. This is for my blue force gear sling. As you can see, it just clicks right in, and then you push this in and it comes right out. Moving on to my favorite part of the build is the Colt receiver. The upper and lower are both by King Arms, and the pistol grip here is made by VFC. Alright, so up top I have a ACM, or all China made, EOTech Magnifier. The only complaint I have about the magnifier is that it is extremely wobbly, and it tends not to be like zeroed with the EOTech. That could just be because the previous owner didn't really take care of it too well. Moving along, we have another ACM, you know, generic brand EOTech 553. I've actually made my own lens protector, as you can see. It's kind of taped over the front housing of the EOTech. Moving along, I have the Madbull DD RIS II. And I also have a Knights Armament style foregrip. Under the RIS, we have a Madbull DD Defense 14.5 inch barrel. And then on top of that, we have a no-name brand KAC NT4 style suppressor and flash hider. As you can see, the fit is pretty tight, but the suppressor is actually foam filled, so it kind of dampens the sound of the airsoft gun. A couple of small things that I almost forgot to mention is the flip-up front sight, Knights Armament style, and the 200 to 600 meter flip-up rear sight. Alright, so moving on to the internals. Obviously, it would kind of be a hassle if I opened up the gun, took out every single part, and showed it to you, so I'm just going to run through it real quick. I have a Lonex gearbox shell, tappet plate, cut off lever, bearings, and piston head. SHS Air Nozzle, cylinder head, cylinder, SHS Blue Piston, 12:1 gears with the VFC Bevel, M120 springs, super shooter spring guide, JG Blue motor, Prometheus 6.03 type bore, King Arms hop-up chamber. I have a Nukefet MOSFET. It's been wired to Dean's, AOE corrected with Sorbo pad, and it's been flat hopped. Now I did mention when I was going through those parts that I have a Prometheus barrel in there, and that it's flat hopped. This is actually my Mark 18 barrel. It's not the current barrel that I normally use with this gun. It's more of a placeholder for the time being until I get my R-hopped barrel back. If you watched my previous videos, I've kind of messed around with high rate of fire, you know, single sector gear builds, but I've kind of moved away from that because it's not too practical. Nowadays I'm trying to aim for trigger response, realistic rate of fires, and just, you know, all around a reliable gun. So here's semi. And automatic. Alright, so this is shooting around 450 with 2 O's. I get around 250 feet range with the flat hop barrel and closer to 300 with the R-hop barrel. Like I said, this is my main outdoor gun. I try to make it as versatile as I can while being able to hit long-range targets, as well as being able to engage in close quarters. It took me about maybe a little less than a year to finish this build. I've gone through a lot of parts, as you can tell. So all in all, the gun is performing really well to my standards. If you have any questions about it, I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. And as always, thanks for watching.